Live with Dragon. Video topic today is loss of masculinity, loss of self, loss of self-image. We're going to deal with a lot of psychological, emotional topics that might come up when you get injured. This doesn't obviously apply to just herniated disc. This could be applying to any injury, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my relationship with that side of things, having the injury, feeling that loss of self, maybe even that loss of masculinity. And maybe you, the viewer, might be feeling similar situations. And at the end, we'll talk about some of the things that helped me kind of find myself and also keep me busy while I was dealing with the injury and maybe come out on top a better man than I was before. So first off, if this is your first time watching me, I've herniated my disc 3 separate times. I've had, a slew of other different injuries and, bowel obstruction surgeries, all that fun stuff. And I have a pretty good understanding of what it's like to be tested physically, mentally, spiritually, however you want to, go down that road. And if this is your first time dealing with this, I think that when you have an injury of this magnitude, phase 1 or layer 1 is just how bad physically that pain is, okay? If you do your back, you're going to realize right away that that pain is all consuming, okay? If you really do your back. Got the hiccups from the Celsius. Now, the second layer is you're no longer going to be able to do the things that you really enjoyed from a physical standpoint. And for now, it's a temporary thing. And the layer 3 to that is there's tremendous psychological pain, remorse, maybe even envy, all of those things. There's a lot of things that go into that space. And then after that, you start really kind of tearing away at the outer physical shell of yourself, and you kind of go within to really find out who you are as a person. And I think that's what challenges you emotionally. So you got the physical, psychological, emotional space. All of those things are being tested all at the same time. Now, these topics, I think, have undertones when I speak to my clients. Obviously, they're looking for a program that's going to get them physically to where they were before, right? And I think that's only the bottom of the pyramid. I think that if you're really going to get over this injury or any injury in general or any hard time in general where you're being tested, you have to figure out new creative ways to become a better person holistically, okay? And what I mean by that is when I went down, and I had to stop being short-term, temporarily, the provider for my family, the protector, right? The man who was going to get the job done on one side of the fence, okay? That hurt me, okay? That hurt me really bad. And not only was I not able to do those things, I had to ask for help now. So for, a lot of people who maybe have a high view of themselves, they feel like they're autonomous. They feel like they can, they're go-getters. And when you have to take 2 or 3 steps backwards and start now asking for help, man, that is painful to do emotionally more so than it is physically. And what I'm trying to get across to everybody is if you don't let those emotions go, it's only going to delay the progress on the physical side, maybe even on the spiritual side, because again, we're talking about growth, both holistically as a person. And when you can open up and connect with your partner or your circle around you, you get a deeper understanding of those that are going to really support you when the chips are all on the table, okay? You're going to find out very quickly, okay, who your family is and maybe who are some people that aren't really down to ride for the set when the shit hits the fan. And when you can't do the things that you used to do physically, you still have to think, okay? You still have to be sharp of mind. And at least for me, that allowed me the time necessary to do a lot of learning on the things that I wanted to learn over the portion of the 8 or 9 months that I was injured. And now I can apply that critical thinking analysis to helping my clients, to helping my family, yada, yada, yada. So if you're going through something similar, my ask of you is this. Number one, align with your circle what help you need. It's okay to ask for help, okay? You're not going to be taking from these people forever, right? It's a give and it's a get, okay? In this situation, you're going to need to get for the short amount of time that you're injured. And then afterwards, right? Don't sit idle. Continue to refine and hone in on any space that you feel like is going to make you a better person. Continue to challenge yourself. Yes, this is a physical injury. Yes, you can test yourself in your rehabilitation process. Do you want to learn anything new, right? Can you read? Can you do anything to keep the mind sharp? Do that as well, okay? And then obviously, this should be a no-brainer, but you have to hit all of the metrics necessary to heal as fast as possible, or this will be a long-term situation that you're gonna have to deal with for a very long time. And if you end up going down different roads, it could be positive or it could be very negative. So ultimately, what I'm trying to talk about is this is an opportunity for you to figure out who you are. Right now, you might have a loss of perception of self, okay? How you ever define yourself is not just your external shell. This is an opportunity to go within and figure out, okay, what are you strong in and how can you persevere when shit really hits the fan, okay? And if you're of mind where you're constantly like, I don't know if this is going to get better, or you're giving yourself limited beliefs, as annoying as it is for me to actually say that, because you hear all the time on social media, like, oh, I want to manifest this. When I went down, there wasn't a portion in my brain that said I was not going to get better. I said, if that person can do it, I know I can do it. And if you have that type of mentality, you're going to find a way to get better, okay? It might not be as good as it was before, but it'll be damn close. Or maybe it'll be even better than it was before. That's the way you really should be thinking about it. At the end of the day, this is an opportunity. Are you going to grab opportunity, or are you going to let opportunity run you right over? Dragon Aus.